it's like people of Benue State have resorted to how to look to the solution of or ending insecurity in their domain, as they have resolved not to eat beef again, but to eat pork all the time, and that has led to the skyrocketing of the price of pork in that area. What do you have to? Are you a lover of pork? Do you love pork?
Well, I think this issue has to be economically understood and security undertone attached to it. Pork meat and cow meat, and in fact, it's not better to go for cow meat and pork meat and remain alive than to go for cow meat and die. So it is very important they understand how they are trying, because it looks like, see, the Middle Belt Governors Forum or the Middle Belt themselves or the leaders does not know how to go about handling the issue of Fulani, because Fulani, has eventually entered them. This has started right from the days of Atta of Igala, and when the Middle Belt, we are very formidable in terms of, forces, resistance, in terms of military engagement, in terms of the army and all that. They were able to put some level of check. But you see, to tell you that jihadists and Islamic tendencies and movement, come in phases, and this is an agenda, whether they have put it somewhere or they have just sat down and said, this is what they do from generation to generation or from one era to another. You can see how, the then military leaders in Nigeria at that time was taking them down, the likes of Gideon Oka, the plane crash and everything. It was gradually, and it weakened the military might and the strength of the Middle Belt, to an extent now. Most of them have no that background, to be able to withstand resistance, and that's why they look as if they are falling back, to a certain the Igbo nation or to the Biafran story, to see how they can be protected, because it is gradually taking their communities, one after another. Like when you listen to the governor, the present governor, I'm not talking about Autumn now, I'm talking about Hyacinth earlier, the present governor of, Middle Belt, declaring that, there's nothing they can do, and at every point in time, he is seen to have a soft spot or a kind of paying homage or have some level of fear or inferiority complex to confront the head of the Islamic supreme leader himself, talking about the Sultan of Sokoto. At every point in time, you see him, going down flat, just to make a ceremonial appearance over the killings, over the massacre of Benue people, on daily basis. So all those kind of ceremonial appearance, making some ceremonial statement, points to the fact that he might also be one of the Fulani installed governors. So I think the citizens themselves are taking it upon themselves to see how outside defense, even though the youths are trying to mobilize themselves after, but still it has been something that they cannot be able to stop. Now, and the conquest agenda is still ongoing, and the fear is that Benue shared, or becomes a wall, a boundary, or becomes a point of entry to anything that has to do with the Enugu Isaacs communities and other. So you can see the reason why why the Benue youth are taking decisions over whether to go for pork rather than cow, and the ESN also is coming from another angle and declaring, I think 24 hours to that, there will be no cow anywhere in the Biafran land. No cow, nobody should parade any cow either in the forest or in the street. I think that was what the youth of Benue, caught up with, and they actually declared, they will no longer be taking anything that has to do with cow. In fact, eating cow now has become a taboo, has become sort of forbidden. And all in essence to see how they can, curtail the fear of leveraging on whatever importation or acceptance or grazing, whatever form they are going to look at it, without transporting it or whatever. We don't just need anything that has to do with cows. They resorted to other options, maybe trying to boost just put it that way. A pork farm. So we're going into pork farming now. You see what necessity has become the mother of invention. But how will they be able to do that? Because the real thing is not about the cow. The real thing is not about whether they are not going to eat cow again or whether they're going to concentrate on eating pork again. The thing is that that land must be conquered and be taken by this extremist movement, and they are already map out their plan that, from there they can start hitting the boundaries of the Biafra, from that angle. And that's why the ESN, reacted. Of course, the IPOB ESN reacted in that direction and automatically, banned anything that has to do with, cow grazing, whether in the forest or in the street. There should be no cow anywhere in the Biafran land. It is an ultimatum.
Let's look at it in this way. Can stop eating beef and concentrate on pork meat? Can it stop this, killing? Do you think it can stop this killing? Because even without their cow, they can still come and attack. And don't you think it can even, make this Fulani to be more furious?
Of course, there will be an economic damage on the side of people who are doing businesses with, cow, who are transporting cow, whether it is genuine or not, maybe just a cover up. Let us see how that is going to play out at the end of the day. Because if you look at it from different point of view, the political leaders there have already, the fear of being attacked or being killed, the religious leaders within the Middle Belt Forum and all that. And that's why the fear is everywhere now. Most of them are calling and saying it every day, can they listen? Maybe another direction would have come, another directive would have come, another form of resistance would have come. Maybe, then there's a voice that can be there for them at the background. But unfortunately, the governors, the political leaders are seen to be just loyal to the Sultan of Sokoto, to the Caliphate, to the Fulani agenda, to the Fulani politicians, because they are the ones that made them. So they can barely do anything in that regard, and that is what we are actually facing in the entire Biafran space, including Bayelsa currently now, including Delta, including the only state I can tell you that is relatively not experiencing that, has been reported, is only Cross River. Every other state in the entire south and southeast region, is it in Edo? Edo is under attack. I can tell you some part of Ondo too is under attack.
Yes.
So you can see what happened in Kwara. The serious massacre took place in Kwara a few days ago by the same people, and that's why people are the people are looking out for an alternative, and that is where the pressure is coming. Where, how, who are we going to listen to? How are we going to see that we escape this, even though we are saying we are not going to eat pork anymore? Can Nigeria leaders who has already pledged loyalty to a certain people that is being seen as the Supreme Council leader of the whole Muslims in Nigeria, and having a certain influence in political position, means that the Middle Belt, and of course to an extent, are continue to fall into this conquest agenda that is taking so many faces, that is taking so many directions, that is being seen from different angles. But unfortunately, the political leaders, both in the Middle Belt and the entire old Eastern region, seem to be pretentious over it.
Let's look at another funny resistance that I hear they made at Delta State, where housewives, embark on strike. No more cooking for their husband. No more, they are no longer available in their hotel room until their husband look for, the way to end this endless killing in their domain.
See, let me tell you, until we don't need to wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to rise up and to start issuing out directives or directions. currently now. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have continued to put his word, in every direction, like it's being reported here a few days ago, and when his team of lawyers, visited him at the DSS custody, he made it very clearly, no retrieve, no surrender, nothing. He can never negotiate anything that has to do with Biafra restoration with anybody. He is not interested. That he's not even interested in political solution to the Biafran cause, because it is daring everybody on the face that had it been that they didn't look at down on what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, the 2017, 20 upwards to this moment, maybe they would have created a formidable force resistance against this thing. Look at the Delta State, the whole women come out, and look at the governor have just moved to, a party that has brought, that seems to be the driving tool of this political conquest we are talking about. So the Delta people are already, looking at it that since there's nobody, our men are cowards now, our men cannot be able to do anything, nobody's coming out, then there will be no another room for any of us, including the governor of Delta State. Everybody should hold themselves and face the reality. I think that was what the women are trying to, the attention the women are trying to draw. That how can we have able-bodied men and everybody is just silent because of maybe political affiliations or alliances, and we allowed our farmers being taken by mysterious bandits, heavily armed and still infiltrating to this moment. And you can see, I've never seen any of the governors in the entire old Eastern region making a statement resisting this influx of jihadists among this. They are there, but what they are trying to do now is that they are sending conflicting signal, and the Igbo nation must understand this very clearly. This conflicting signal that it is the Igbo youth, or like Soludo will always come and put up a rubbish claim that he cannot find out, raise his own army, raise his own resistance. It's unfortunate. It means that the security system has collapsed. So everybody should just go and look for a way to secure himself. But that does not give us a direct, harmonious victory over what we are fighting about until there's a collective, directive and solution to what we are experiencing on daily basis.
As we are rounding up now, some beef meat, concentrate on pork meat, has some religious undertone, because everybody know that Muslim, you don't eat pork. And Benue State is a Christian state. Don't you think that it has a religious tone? And how do you think these people, they will react?
It's a form of economic resistance, and the so-called they have severed whatever threat bilateral they would have been enjoying with the Fulani herdsmen in that regard, and dealers of all types of cows in that regard. So nobody's going to listen to that. So they basically choose a certain chua meat, that will be very detrimental to
disgusting
to the religious belief or whatever that's linked with the pork, which I don't know. But even if it is actually a form of security check and resistance, well, it is a welcome development, and to an extent, maybe when they enter their houses to go and kill them, they will see them with the pork meat. Maybe they will have a rethink, or maybe they start going another direction. But that is not it. The thing is that conversion of the Benue Christians to Fulani to Islam is just the basic of the whole thing. But this issue of pork now, I think to an extent it might resist some level of a threat that breeds insecurity in Benue State. And the same thing we are seeing in eastern part of the country now that they are the only squad group that is meant to checkmate and handle the jihadist movement in the eastern region, which is ESN, has declared taking another step in that direction. There's a lot of things that's happening there. I can tell you the Bitcoin big man there is about to establish the biggest ranch in the eastern part of the country. So there must be a way to stop this meat thing, which they are using to infiltrate under the guise of open grazing route, and all the kind of rubbish they do, and all that. I think it has become something the people have now taken security to their own hand, and they must define it the way they want.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel if you are watching for first time. But Mr. Chinedu, I eat pork. Do you eat?
Well, let me just tell you very clearly. I'm not a pork fan.
Okay.
I'm not in United States of America, and I'm not in China. We have our own meat. I don't like pork meat from beginning. Anything outside goat meat and a fibo, like the way it is, or cocoa or a fowl. And fish, we don't need cow. We have our own. It's just unfortunately that the government deliberately killed, the government of the Eastern region killed. That's what we call Efibo, and not only that, this is outdated already, and nobody should be seen be carrying cow on the street. The modern farming, the technology and system allows you to have a particular place and keep, just like what we see in the outside world. Grow your stuff within your community, ranch them. What they mean by ranching is keep them in one place. That is the old tradition of the Igbo people. When they do their goat thing and other, they do small house for them and keep them there and make sure that whatever they are looking for is being supplied them at that point. Then why would somebody be taking cow from one forest to another, destroying farms, and it tells you that the owners of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.